Welcome to this ToolHound Learning Center video on using merge items to consolidate serialized inventory. Merge item brings together two IDs under the same part number. Any item IDs in all history from the merged item will appear under the remaining item ID. This operation cannot be undone or backed out, so it is best restricted to an experienced ToolHound user or your ToolHound administrator. Let's start with the simplest and most straightforward use of the merge function, in case of oops. In this case, we can clearly see that two item IDs were added for the same optical level because the serial numbers are the same for 21507 and 21508. We could simply delete the extra item ID, but let's merge the second item ID into the first. The merged item ID will be an alternate ID. We'll open the merge item page and click plus. The duplicate will be entered in the merge from item ID, and the item ID that will retain as primary will be added into the into field. We'll click save, and we'll read the confirmation message to ensure that we haven't inversed the item IDs, and click OK to complete the process. When we come back to the part numbers page and refresh the optical level, we can see now that the duplicate has disappeared. If we open up the item ID record for 21507, we can see that the alternate ID has been added. The Transaction History tab shows the new merge item event. When one item has been discontinued and a new record has been created to represent the same piece of equipment, use merge items to bring the history together. In this example, we have a tower crane that's been deleted and it's in the recycle bin, 11 to 11. The item 21509 was created to replace it. Let's maintain the continuity of both the service and the transaction history for this tower crane. We start by restoring the item from the recycle bin. And we can see that these definitely do have the same serial number. We open the merge item page and click plus. The item ID that was created second goes in the merge from item ID field, and the original item ID is entered in the into item ID field. Click save. We're reading the confirmation message to ensure that we haven't inversed the two item IDs, and we will definitely retain 11 to 11 as the primary. Click OK. When we come back to the serialized items page and refresh the record for the tower crane, we can see that the inventory status is in stock, and on the transaction history tab, we see the merge item event. But what we also see is that the last transaction to take place before the merge was an issue. Let's see what happens. Refreshing the part number page shows the original item ID 11 to 11, and it's also displaying as in stock. What happens when this crane comes back? When we create the return for May Jolly at the janitorial tool crib, if we use the issued inventory lookup list, we see the tower crane with the item ID it was originally issued out under, 21509. This is now the alternate ID. We'll go ahead and select it and process the return as usual. When we come back to the tower crane record and refresh, the transaction history shows the return under May Jolly. Everything is nicely cleaned up. Let's review what we've learned so far. The merge items function cannot be undone. So this should be restricted to experienced ToolHound users or the ToolHound administrator. Use merge items to merge duplicates or consolidate items. And you're always going from the same part number. And merged item IDs become the alternate IDs for the remaining item. Thanks for watching this video from the ToolHound Learning Center. For any questions, contact our support team, and remember, subscribe and hit the notification bell.